As dog parents, there are just some things that we cannot live without. And as a dog mom of 3, there are 5 things that really help to elevate our lives, to save time and effort, and a lot of stress when it comes to having multiple dogs in the house. But whether or not you're a multiple dog household, these things are probably for you too. The first of which is a fur detailer. Now, I cannot stop talking about this thing. I've done videos on this. I've gone viral on TikTok on this. A fur detailer is so incredibly helpful. The one that I specifically use, I'll link it down below, was created by car detailers to help get dog fur out of dog cars. But they're great on couches, carpets, carpeted stairs, let me tell you, is the best thing ever. And it's just a 3-sided little tool that has large and medium and small, kind of like little rubber silicone teeth in it. And it gets up all the fur your vacuum misses. And on those staircases, the carpeted staircases, even though you can kind of vacuum the bottom part, that side, the backsplash, is really hard to get. And this thing just removes all that fur. I use it to clean up my couches, to clean up my cars after we're traveling. I use it especially on my carpeted stairs. My gosh, it's a game changer. But I use it on my carpets. I'm using it on my couches. Everywhere my dog's fur is going to be, it just gets up a lot of that. And you can use it in one of 2 ways. You can use that to either get the fur up before your vacuum comes through, to kind of spare your vacuum's motor a little bit, or you can use it after to get the stuff that it missed, because my gosh, it misses stuff. And so it has been a total game changer. I take it when I travel. I have some that I just leave in the car. I have them on both floors of my house, so I have easy access to this. I cannot say enough good things about the fur detailers. Now, the next thing is a silicone slow feeder. Those things are fantastic for slowing down your dogs. And as long as you're getting the soft silicone, it's not going to hurt their teeth when they bash into it. So you want to make sure that you are getting at least a couple of those slow feeders to rotate in and out. And I don't use them for every single meal, but it really helps when I don't want to have to hand feed my dogs. You guys, if you've been following my journey, you know that one of my dogs eats too much and doesn't swallow, and so she'll choke herself. And so I have to give her a handful at a time to make sure she's eating at a proper pace. But if I put it in a slow feeder, I don't have to. For my 2 medium-sized dogs, I use 2 slow feeders for each of them, and then for my small dog, she gets 1, and that houses their entire dinner plus the extra stuff that I give them, because I'm using my unkibble, I'm using my Jinx kibble, I am using my human food that I give to them, the special treats, I'm using their supplements, my Zesty Paw stuff, and so there's a lot that goes into their meals, and these slow feeders have different ridges and different swirls and different patterns to make them have to work to get those out. So not only does it slow them down and is safe for their teeth, but they're also going to be good for enriching your dog's brain, because they have to figure out how to forage for their food now. They have to figure out how to get it out. It's not as easy as a normal bowl. And so it slows them down and engages their brain. It protects their teeth, and they're also easy to wash and easy to make. And they look really cute too. So silicone slow feeders are really going to be a huge deal in my house, and I just keep buying them. They have different patterns, different colors, different things, and I love them. I am obsessed. I'm going to start collecting more of these. I have a good handful of them at this point because I like them so much, but they really, really do make or break the success of our dinner, because then I don't have to be bouncing back and forth between my dogs as I'm feeding them. I can just hand them these slow feeders and just monitor as we are eating, and then hand them the second ones, and we're good to go. Plus, you can also put different things in different places and kind of keep their food separate if you want to. So you have a lot of options when it comes to slow feeders. Now, another thing that is really paramount to our success in our multi-dog household is our paw shavers. I've done lots of videos on this before. I've gone viral on social media about this before as well. My paw shaver allows me to get the fur out of their paws so that they're not picking up debris, they're not sticking on ice, they're not getting, sticks or rocks or things stuck inside of their paws. It makes it very easy to keep them safe, because a lot of fur on paws can lead to sliding dogs on different surfaces. So I always make sure that I'm grooming my dog's paws. I actually have videos on how often you should do this, how you can do this, the entire process. I've even done videos where you watch me groom my dogs. So I will link all of that down below in our paw care playlist, but I cannot speak highly enough. And I love my specific brand of paw razor because it is low decibel levels, so it's not going to scare them. It's lower vibration, but it trims their fur really, really well. It's rechargeable. It's cordless. I can't say enough good things. So all of that will be in the playlist I'm going to link down below, but it is truly, truly elite. Now, the fourth thing that I really cannot live without when it comes to the dogs that I currently have is my leashes. I have standard size leashes in different colors because, of course, but they have traffic handles, and they're padded traffic handles. And I've tried a lot of different leashes. These are by far the best. I'm going to link them down below for you. And they have a traffic handle kind of not halfway, but more toward your dog so that you have a longer length between where you can grab onto it and the actual end of the handle. And then there's a section that's attached to your dog's harness. So you can kind of see right here, I have the harness on, and then I've got my traffic handle. You can see the pink one right here. It's got the traffic handle right there. That other part is my secondary hands-free leash that I attach to my dogs when they're at the park, because I like to travel with my hands-free leash. So I have that extra rope attached just in case I drop the leash, but the leash with the traffic handles is the one I use to control my dog and communicate with my dog. So the other is just a backup. But it has padded traffic handles so that it's not going to slide through your hands and give you rope burn. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to be problematic. It's very comfortable, very easy to use, and it comes in different colors and different lengths. So I cannot say enough good things. I've tried other brands. I've tried other padded traffic handle brands. They are just not stacking up to this specific one. So I love it. I own them in every color, but I think one, and I actually, that's one of my next purchases. I'm going to grab that extra color because I really, really enjoy these. Now, the other thing is long leashes. So I always make sure not only do I have these standard leashes, but I have a long leash so that my dogs can go play. And I like to have waterproof long leashes and chew-proof long leashes, reflective long leashes, and in different colors. So I've done lots of videos. I will link those down before and my recommendations in the caption. But when it comes to these, I am specifically looking for safe options for my dogs. So depending on what we're doing and how we're doing it, I use different versions. If we're playing out in the yard, I don't necessarily want a bright leash so that it shows up in all of my content. I want that darker color leash. If I'm swimming in a river, I do want it lighter so I can make sure my dog's not getting tangled. I know exactly where that leash is going to be. I can see it through the water. So there are lots of options. And again, waterproof, very important. The length is very important. If you're just kind of like playing in a river, you're going to want a 15, 20 foot leash. If you are playing at the ocean and you're running around on the beach, you're going to want a 50-foot leash. I've talked about that in a lot of different videos. Again, I will link all those down below. We have videos on travel, on ocean, on swimming, on leashes and harnesses. So check out all those playlists. But having those long leash that I can then decide which version I'm going to use really has made a ton of difference depending on what setting I'm taking my dogs into. And then I can just clip it to my hands-free leash, which is an added bonus so that I don't even have to hold on to it. Unfortunately, these longer leashes don't have traffic handles, which I desperately wish that they did, but they don't. And so I have the ability to allow my dog to run and play while still being attached to me and being safe. And because I have different options for different settings, it means that I'm not necessarily carrying a giant 50-foot leash to the park just to go into the river, right? I have the smaller leashes, I have the longer leashes, whatever's going to work best for those situations is a game changer. So I will link all those things down below. There's so many other things that I can't live without as a dog parent, but drop your suggestions down below. What is one thing that you as a dog parent cannot live without? We're going to start the conversation in the comments section and continue the conversation in our upcoming videos as we help you to level up for your pup to give them the best life possible with the least amount of stress on you. All the playlists are listed down below and daily videos dropping here on the channel, so we'll see you tomorrow.